Well, I honestly hope that you're ready for some disappointment because the 4 Mayakashi Synchro monsters are out. And first off, I don't like how they limited this entire like support tree to literally like one copy of everything. It feels very restrictive and very limiting just in terms of card design. I get that there can technically only be like one yokai spirit in existence, so I guess having more than one of them exist in the realm of things would be not canon to story. So I can respect what they were trying to do in terms of, you know, that limitation. But the way that the Mayakashi have gone so far with just like limited effects and things like that and the self-restrictions, it almost feels really weird. Now, most of everybody out there was happy to see that this stuff would work with, you know, the current Shiranui support and things like that. And I think it's great that it kind of does, you know, for the most part, when you limit things like this, I mean, they're more zombie archetypes. So, in the grand scheme of things, with the way that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game is going, every time zombies get fucking, you know, more support, you know, ugh. But I think they need to separate the zombie archetype into like spirits and shit like that, because undead and other things like that need to just be errated, and it should have been like a subcategory of spirits and things like that. But for some reason we just haven't done that. So what do I know in terms of card design? But undead's a very big category in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Almost as bad as warrior, but there's just a lot of crazy shit going on. So the Mayakashi Synchro monsters. So the first one up here is Mr. Level 11 himself. Now, we've already seen some of these effects before, but the way that I think Konami's tried to go about these are very generic-esque for support. So, 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner, so it is generic, level 11. 3326. So, whatever you're committing to these, you do get access to them generically, but that's besides the point. So, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner. You can only control one corpse Mayakashi Gashu Kokurudo once per turn. So, first effect, we love our restrictive clauses. So, if a link monster you control is destroyed by battle, or by the effect of your opponent's card while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other zombie monster from your graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. One of the first things I do want to point out is I'm pretty sure all of these have a revival clause on them. For the most part, when you summon all of these, they're all going to suck because they're not going to be able to actually do anything. All of their actual effects are going to be when they're special summoned from the graveyard. So, if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can activate this effect. During this turn, this face-up card is unaffected by the effects of other cards. So, for one whole free turn, you can banish a zombie, give this guy protection immunity from your opponent's card effects. Here's my problem with this. Where the hell am I going to dump off a level 11 Synchro that I have tried to commit so much to? You've put restricted clauses on these to preventing us from controlling more than one of these. I get that, but not only do I have to climb the link ladder, I have to then commit a way to bring back 4, 5 monsters even from the graveyard to get the full value from this. I guess it's free value setting up, you know, passive effects and things like that in the graveyard, but I have to have a link monster present on the field, be destroyed by my opponent's battle or card effect, and then I have to banish a zombie monster from my graveyard just for some this just to have a non-protecting boss monster. Seems pretty shitty to me. Next up is the level 7. This is the Winged Mayakashi Tengu. 26 15, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners to make it. And we have that very first clause that we've come to know and love. You can only control one of it. So, if a single monster you control whose original level is 9 is destroyed by battle or by card effect of your opponent while this card is in your graveyard, banish one other zombie monster in your graveyard. If you do, special summon this card. So, this guy gets the ability to come back if the level 11 destroys itself. So you do have another lower level floater into this. Seems so fucking bad. This card is special summoned from the graveyard. You can activate this effect. You can destroy one spell trap card your opponent controls. Why? That does not seem worth the committed effect of this. You're telling me that I climb up the Synchro ladder, but what I get out of this is the ability to pop one back row. What kind of asinine, like, backwards logic is this? Like, this card fucking sucks. The special summon ability is fine. I think that's cool, but god damn, only destroying one spell and trap card on revive? That's so worthless. This thing, for these types of committed effects, I mean, I guess there's shit like Soul Charge and Book of Life, but like, why do I care enough to want to revive these if I'm gonna just destroy a spell and trap card? It almost feels like I could commit my extra deck to better cards, but maybe that's just me. But for a level 7 Synchro that you can revive from the graveyard when you're level 9 or higher, Synchro, original monster is level 9 or above, is destroyed by battle card effect. Yeah, like, just think about that. Level 9 Synchro. Enjoy your commitment. This is why I have commitment issues in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, this shit's nuts. The level 5... So, the level 5 is also generic. Poison Mayakashi. Suji Gumo. Okay, so we can still only control one poison guy once per turn. If a Synchro summon card you control whose original level is 7 or above is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other zombie monster, and if you do, special summon this card. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can activate this effect. Send the top 3 cards of each player's deck to the graveyard. Why? Why are you making these types of effects? I don't want my opponent to mill cards. They might be playing Goki and Rematch will just kick me in the balls. You didn't even give... Why do none of these, like, actually do good stuff? Like, I have not seen any of these guys be tuners. And to top things off, why the fuck... Cool, I can mill more zombies in my graveyard. I guess that's kind of cool for what it is, but why does it have to be both players? Once again, at level 7 or higher Synchro, I guess if you meet the condition for the big guy being destroyed, you know, you can technically revive all of these from the graveyard. I guess that's kind of cool, but once again, why do I want to revive this? This just seems really trashy to me. So much commitment for no fucking reason. And then next up, Rickshaw Mayakashi Oboro Aguma. So we can only control one of these. I mean, sure, I guess. One tuner plus one more non-tuner. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be producing level 3 Synchro in the current game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But fuck it, what do I know? If a Synchro monster you control whose original level is 5... whose original level is 5 is destroyed by card effect. I was wrong earlier about them being able to special summon all themselves. Its original level is 7, 8, and 11. So keep that in mind. Apologies for that. I just noticed that. So, so level restricted. So literally you climb into this one brings this one back. It's like you're going down a fucking never-ending chain of sorrow. If this card special summons from a graveyard, you can activate this effect. During this turn, monsters you control can be destroyed by battle. Why is this the littlest one? This is the one I want up front and ready to go. Because I want... I guess... So, in the long run, your opponent kills this. You shit out this guy. This guy says, alright, cool. You cannot further destroy my monsters by battle. What are my thoughts on these guys? You could have done so much better, I feel. I feel like these revival effects are very underwhelming for what they are. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool that we have a line of monsters that we can climb the ladder of and revive. You know, you literally start at, 11, go down to 9, 7. You know, it's a cool theory. It's a cool concept. But I think the effects are not rewarding enough to make me care enough about this. Does that kind of make sense? Like, I don't want to have to commit my entire extra deck to making very large guys when it's not worth my time in the long run. I think there are better strategies in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Than make synchro, make synchro, make synchro, make synchro. Oh, you killed my guy. Like, and these are also destroyed. One compulsory evacuation device for spot removal. You're done. That's all she wrote for these guys. So, these no go for me. There might be something cool that comes out of these, but my first initial read of these, with them being level restricted, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep. These cards suck.